Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Host Fred Arnold on the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Well, what better person to be on the Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight than Jon Gardner? Jon Gardner from JSG. I want that stands for your initials, doesn't it?
It does.
Insurance Services. Very involved with the Chamber of Commerce. On my board of directors when I was the president of the Chamber.
Right. We had to term off, but hopefully get back on at some point. We did our duty.
As the chairman, you want to just go into the sunset,
There you go.
Jon is an expert when it comes to insurance services. And we're going to talk today about home and auto, specifically. Right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
How did you like that rendition of a little Elton John there?
I like that. Good music. That makes me get ready to go and talk.
Yeah, like dance around and move. Yeah, what a legend he is, isn't he?
There you go. Yeah. No, we got to see him in concert, and just wonderful concert.
Yeah, it was great. Saw him this weekend.
Really?
In Vegas, yeah.
The red piano concert?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we saw. Yeah.
Dynamite, Caesars. So let's talk about insurance. Let's talk about home and auto. When someone's trying to determine how much insurance they need, what are some of the challenges, mistakes, things they need to focus on?
Well, it's a good question because I think most people tend to buy insurance. They get a quote. You call around and you get a quote. And the natural thing to do is look at the bottom line and go, oh, this is cheaper than that. I'm going to go with this, without having really any idea what the coverage is, what it means, or how much coverage there is on the policy. And so one thing that we've tried to do is we take the approach is we don't want to give you a quote. We think it's important to evaluate your coverage, educate you how the insurance works, and then explain it all in plain English. So we kind of cover the whole realm of insurance that way. And the biggest mistake I think people make is they don't realize how much coverage they ought to have. And, for example, you probably have auto insurance. And if I were to ask you, how did you pick the limit you have? My guess is you'd be like, I know my broker or agent picked it for me. And my question to you would be, but did they ask you what's your income level? What kind of assets do you have to protect? They know you obviously own a business probably, but what's the value of that? So that you really don't have the coverage that you may necessarily need to protect what you have and what you own. You may have inherited $1 million property somewhere, and without asking you, how would they know they need to protect that? And so that's the new approach we've taken, which is to ask those questions. If we can have a better idea what it is that you have to protect, then we're going to be in a better position to make a recommendation about how much coverage you should have. And that's the biggest mistake I think people make.
Jon, sometimes people focus on either the minimum, which is 30, 50 or 30,
it's 15, 30.
30. Okay.
Right.
The minimum, right?
Right.
And then for a couple bucks more, you double that or almost double that. And for a couple more bucks more, it's, 100, 300. You can really get some substantial coverage. But that's what they focus on. There's a lot of other pieces to an insurance policy that are so important. I want you to cover uninsured motorist and having more than the minimum in case you get injured and severely injured.
Okay, so this is what happens. Uninsured motorist is designed to protect you and your passengers if somebody hits you who either doesn't have any insurance or doesn't have enough insurance. So let's assume you run me over. Okay, and you don't have any insurance, or I'm in my car and you hit me and you don't have any insurance. My uninsured motorist then steps in and pays me as if you had insurance and would have had to pay me. That's for my injuries, that's for my pain and suffering, might be lost wages, any number of things like that. So it's most people think about, like you said, the liability portion and don't think about protecting themselves for something that gets done to them. So that's the uninsured motorist. But that same coverage in California also includes underinsured motorists.
Underinsured motorists. That was it.
That's
that was
what you're
word.
trying to get to. So underinsured motorist says, okay, same example. You hit me and you're running around with your state minimum limits. So your insurance company is going to pay me my $15,000. Well, I've got $100,000 of injuries, pain and suffering, lost wages, whatever it happens to be. What now? I'm out $85,000. If I carry minimal uninsured and underinsured insurance, then I'm kind of stuck.
It's not going to do much good.
Not going to do me any good. But if I carry a higher level of insurance, of underinsured, say that 3 times, underinsured motorist coverage than you have for your liability. So basically, I need to protect myself as much as I'm willing to protect you. If I do that, then chances are that my coverage can kick in and pick up that $85,000 difference. And that's huge. And you're talking about few dollars. $10 every 6 months maybe to get it up to a reasonable level. That's what we're doing.
And those are the questions you have to ask. We only have a few more minutes, unfortunately, John, but I want to just address homeowners insurance.
Okay.
Because that, the industry I'm in, homeowners insurance, what are some things you need to look at or make sure you protect yourself with that? What about if you get a water leak versus a flood?
Okay. So when you say water leak, the words that they use in the insurance industry are sudden and accidental. So your pipe behind your refrigerator bursts, covers your wood floor, all that. You're covered for that. Most policies will cover that. Flood is different. Flood is what's called rising water, like from outside. So, your storm drains get plugged up in the street and the water comes up, with all that rain we have out here, of course. But if something like that were to happen, then you would have to have a separate policy for that. So that's something in a lot of mortgage companies, as you know, they'll look and see if you're in a flood area and they'll require you to have that. So that is the difference there. But most policies will cover the water part of it. The things that we see are things like liability there as well. If you have a pool and teenagers,
and a roof that's close by the pool.
Well, that's, provided it's by the deep end, hopefully. You have something like that, that's a loss waiting to happen, right, unfortunately. And so just, again, some of these coverages are so inexpensive to have. The other thing that people miss a lot on homeowners is their valuable objects. Most people don't realize if you have jewelry, you're probably limited to $2,000 worth of coverage or $2,500 worth of coverage, or collections, comic books, baseball cards, whatever happens to be. So those are the sorts of things that if you have something that you're like, I really want to protect this, make sure you talk to your agent or broker about those things so that they can make sure they're protected.
Thanks for coming in. Sorry it's so short.
That's okay. I wanted to thank you too. Personal shout out to you because you guys handled my home loan recently. Rona Jukes at American Family Planning. You guys just, you rocked it. So I just wanted to thank you for that as well. And I wanted to take this opportunity to do that.
Well, you get the envious task of moving now.
I do.
Most people don't love to do that.
I'm not. But
I guarantee you're well insured.
I believe I will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Gardner, John at ISGinsurance.com or JSG Insurance.com.
Right.
And your phone number.
Phone number is 661-388-5288.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks
Good to see you.
Thanks for all you do.
All right,
well, you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. We're going to play another tune from Elton John coming right up.
All right. Good deal.
On AM 1220 KHTS.